Hey guys, today we will be talking about the Nanoflare 1000Z. It's always an exciting day when Yonex releases a new top-end racket, but this is special because it's also a Z racket, meaning it joins the flagship line of rackets like the 100ZZ, the Voltrix Z-Force 2 and 1, the Duar Z-Strike, so on and so forth. So first of all, we have what's called their new Aero Compact frame, meaning that like the 100ZZ that I have here, it has quite a small head. It's quite wide and it's quite aerodynamic, and this is supposed to increase swing speed, repulsion while providing a stable platform. So because this is a Z racket, there is a lot of technology, so let's try and break this down quickly. So comparing this with the 100ZZ, if we take a look at the frames, this is quite a bit longer. You can see because the T-joint on the 100ZZ is here and the T-joint of the 1000Z is here, meaning that the head is smaller and the shaft is longer, meaning that this is a compact frame, even smaller than the 100ZZ in a way, and the longer shaft will give you a bit more whip as well and a bit more response. So because this is a Nanoflare racket, we have to talk about the sonic flare system that comes in all Nanoflare rackets. So basically the whole premise is they're using a elastic graphite at the top of the frame and they're using a more stable one near the bottom, and the combination of the two gives us a increased propulsion while also providing stability and control. So the enhanced version of this basically it means that at the top they're using X Hyper MG, which is their high modulus graphite, and then they're using Toray M40X at the bottom, which originally came from space aviation, to provide a really stable yet repulsive feel. And then rounding out the head, we also have the speed assist bumper, which you can see right here, and then you can also see it on the other side as well. And basically this holds the bottom strings in place and helps reduce warp while also increasing repulsion at the same time. When it comes to comparing shaft thickness, compared to the 100ZZ, the 1000Z is a bit thicker. I assume because this is an extra stiff shaft compared to the just stiff shaft of the 100ZZ, but something to take note of. The last thing I want to focus on is the thumb grips. As you can see, the 100ZZ has the version 2 of the EB Cap Plus, while the 1000Z, interestingly enough, has only the first gen. The decision to use only the first gen thumb cap is a mystery to me, but something to take note of. In general practice, this doesn't really affect performance nor grip. I serve pretty decently using both and even like a standard cone. So yeah, so enough about specs. How does this actually play? So when I knew we had stock of this, I knew I had to get my hands on it and review it for you guys. So I had this strung at X-Bolt 65 at 28. This is the 4U G5 configuration, so this is my go-to. On the 100ZZs, I also use X-Bolt 65 28 at 4U G5. So we're really comparing just how is the racket different. Everything else is identical. And let me tell you guys, come here. This is a repulsion demon. Your shots will just fly off the strings. When I first started like doing warm-up clears on my first game, like my clears they kept going out. They were super high, they kept going out. I was scared to smash. Like the drives were just screaming. It was a blast to use. So given that this is a Nanoflare series racket, it's going to be headlight. That's not really the case. This feels more like an even balanced racket like the Arc Saber 7 or Arc Saber 11 Pro, somewhere in that term of head balance. Given that it is quite a bit lighter in the head compared to what I was using 100ZZ, it took a bit of adjusting, especially with the repulsion as well. So a lot of my nets were too high in the beginning, a lot of my drives were just flying out, but once you dial that back in, it is a dream to use. So when it comes to the rear cord, because that's what everyone wants to know, right? How does this stack up compared to a 100ZZ or compared to other rackets? So of course, because it's even balanced, it's not going to have the biggest smash in the game. But that doesn't mean you're not a threat in the back. Because it's so repulsive, your shots are much faster, even if they are a bit lighter. So what I mean by that is, like, if you're defending a fast but light smash, it's easy to redirect, but the problem is, can you get your racket in time? But the repulsion doesn't just help in the smash, it also helps in the drops. I haven't had sharper and faster drops in any other racket since this. So who is this racket for? For doubles, I think it's a no-brainer, right? The even balanced nature lets you defend easily, lets you drive easily, lets you, produce power in the back. The repulsion, of course, is going to help you you know, have faster drives, faster drops, faster smashes in that sense in terms of speed. For singles, if your technique is really on point and you can really generate a lot of power with a swing, I think will be a great complement as well for singles. Just because your drops are coming down faster. If your line placement is good, the pace of the shuttles is going to make up for the lack of the weight in the smashes. And remember, this is a Z series racket, guys, so these are going to hold their selling value for a long time. So for example, the 100ZZ is still selling for above MSRP, and we expect the same for the 1000Z. It's in stock if you're watching this video, so just DM down below or message us or watch our other TikTok about how to order. But yeah, cheers.